Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and it needs to be quick because it's about to rain. This is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel. It's an automatic version, finished in passion red, which looks absolutely stunning on the car. This car's covered 74,000 miles, full service history all the way through, most of which has been done by Honda, in fact. A lovely car. I'm in the shade, by the way, because it is the best way to show the cars in terms of any kind of imperfections. Lights and lenses, clear, intact, there's no cracks or condensation in them. Bonnet's very, very clean indeed. Near side of the car, lovely and smooth in the panel work, very, very clean indeed. Near side front alloy, exceptionally good condition. Near side panels, absolutely lovely. So I'll quite close to a hedge. Oops, try and get out of the way a bit. Near side rear alloy, again, very, very clean. Favourite angles when they've got the high level rear spoilers, rear 3/4 angle. It just looks absolutely fantastic on the car. It does have a removable tow bar for this car as well, so that's in the back of the car with a key to attach it. Offside, driver's side, again beautifully smooth in the panel work. No car parking dinks I can see that jump out at me. Offside rear alloy, absolutely lovely there. Really is a very, very clean car for the age of mileage. It really is. It just looks so crisp. And final alloy, again, absolutely lovely there. But exceptionally good condition, bar the odd minor mark, I'm sure, which must be on the car somewhere. Coming to the back of the car, cavernous boot, and it's been kept very well back here. Coming into the back, it was gorgeous interior, sort of ivory leather interior, and compared to most of this vintage, it's been kept very, very nicely. Coming on the passenger side front, again very clean and tidy. Passenger seat been given absolutely minimal use. Finally coming on the driver's side, door card lovely and clean, simple top one areas. There is a full set of original Honda mats for the car, which I completely forgot to put in. I keep doing that these days, it's a bit worrying, but they do come with the car. So inside the car now, engine's running as is always the case, so dashboard can be illuminated. Looks pretty much like new, it's incredibly clean. Sat nav working exactly as it should. Likewise, rear parking camera, which complements the front and rear parking sensors, working exactly as intended as well. And coming down, it's just been kept very, very nicely. It's a gorgeous interior, this one. And then up to the main dash binnacle, excuse me. You see 74,067 miles, and the only warning light showing is for the low fuel currently on the car. Obviously a drop of fuel, and that'll extinguish that in seconds. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual, pack and locking wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel automatic. Car's registered HG14YNH, and mileage at the start of the road test is 74,067 miles. The reason for all of our videos, and especially this bit, the road test, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of our cars, they get to see the very car advertised actually in operation. The reason we feel it's important, always have done, is because, like lots of people, we've been to see cars which have looked absolutely fine in photographs or in the description given, but only to get there and find out it's got an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the car. Also done on these generally very quiet roads, as he gets behind a big lorry that's going to slow everything down. Quiet country roads, and it's a beautiful part of Gloucestershire, even on the foulest of days, which today is. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on. The hope is, obviously, it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. Hopefully it helps stuck behind a lorry. So coming to the car, being a very well looked after vehicle, and it is obvious straight away. You know, you can always tell when someone's cherished the car externally and internally. They're not going to miss out on the mechanical stuff, and they certainly haven't in this case. Engine starts, first push of the button, settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. I've just put a bit of fuel in it to get rid of the fuel lights, so there's no lights on the dashboard. But the engine's a fabulous diesel engine. It pulls from very low revs, but it keeps pulling all the way through the entire rev range. It's got a much wider power band than you'd ordinarily get on a turbo diesel car, especially the capacity ones, which tend to kind of give lots of thrust initially and then kind of die away quite quickly. But this one's, it's a lovely unit. It's also got an internal balancer shaft, which makes the engine very smooth when it's up and running. And also, by the way, it's cam chain driven. There's no cam belts to worry about on these cars at all. And they've got a reputation for being a very long-lasting engine and very reliable over big mileages with just good regular maintenance. Engine then feeds through into the conventional automatic gearbox. This actually originates way back in the old Honda Legend, because Honda didn't have an automatic gearbox that could deal with the torque demands of the diesel engine at the time. So rather than design a completely new one from the ground up, they basically utilised the one from the Legend, which is designed to cope with nearly 300 horsepower. So clearly it's engineering overkill, but it's a lovely gearbox to use. Very smooth shifts. Ratios obviously been selected to match the engine in terms of economy and performance, and it does a mighty fine job. The gear shifts are lovely and slick on the move. So coming to the steering and chassis of the car. Steering, as soon as you get in the car, it's got a nice weight to it. It's light, but without feeling overly light. It's much more positive and direct than you'd, again, maybe expect of a car of this type. Because the whole thing feels very car-like. It's it's way ahead of its time, the CR-V. Only now sort of other manufacturers latching onto the fact that you don't make them drive like commercial vans. And the steering is a great part of that, because it just flows the corners very nicely, and it's matched perfectly to the chassis of the car. It also tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, actually. But very nice system. The chassis itself, obviously, this is a family car, so its design criteria is to get families from A to B as smoothly as possible, and it does a superb job of it. When you go through corners like this, you're not getting lots of body roll coming through the car, lots of body motion, and all those secondary motions which can be particularly nauseating for rear seat passengers. It's very well developed, the chassis, but it also allows for a beautifully judged ride. It's very compliant. Only the sharpest ridges will catch it out as it would any car, but they've hit that middle ground, which it has to find somewhere with these cars, very well indeed. Also, absolutely no rattles or clonks coming from underneath the vehicle. It shouldn't be there, so all in very fine order there. The brakes, a little bit of a thumb. I'm not going to go mad. It's actually quite good because there's a cyclist there, but they're very positive. Lovely brake pedal on the car. There's no pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal at all, so all in very fine order. And then we come inside, and this is actually the classic day for showing off why I love this interior. It's a bit of a dull day, although it's brightening up now. But on dull days, I like black interiors. There's nothing wrong necessarily, but it really does lift the mood inside the car. With this big glass roof, it just makes those dull days feel less dull when you're sat inside the vehicle. And on hot summer's days, you don't get that burning heat generated from the seats inside either. So it's kind of a win-win situation. And as I say to everyone, because I've had loads of this interior, it's actually really easy to keep clean. All you do is you just make sure at all times you carry some wet wipes in the car and a dry cloth. So if you spill something, just wet wipe it straight away, but most importantly, dry that off straight away. And you can keep them looking as lovely as this one's been kept inside. These are beautifully made cars. Honda build quality is legendary, but also just lovely places to sit, because you've got excellent visibility all around the car. Huge wing mirrors, which obviously help with lane changing, manoeuvring, all that kind of stuff, but you don't feel intimidated by the car in any way. Everything's also very logically laid out. A couple of days inside a CR-V and you've mastered it. It's a very simple car to come to terms with. Ergonomically switch gears placed exactly where you'd hope, and all working exactly as it should. Big sat-nav screen, one of the easiest systems you're ever going to use. And obviously it incorporates a DAB radio and hands-free telephone. Dual zone climate control system, again, really simple to operate. But as with anything you do operate in the car, you're met with a really satisfying, high quality feel, lovely tactile feel to the car. And that's pumping out absolutely ice cold air, by the way. Then heated seats down there, again working exactly as intended as well. The little dash binnacle in front is crystal clear in the information it imparts, really nicely presented as well, as Honda always do. And then finally you've got this lovely small diameter leather bound steering wheel, which feels absolutely great in hand. The one button that you will not find in a four-wheel drive CR-V is a four-wheel drive button, because basically the car does it automatically. Honda worked out when they launched the original CR-V, and when I used to work for them actually. So I was told the reasoning behind it, but basically it's because 99% of your driving, at least, is generally as I am doing right now, where I don't need four-wheel drive on. So basically it runs in the most efficient way possible, which is front-wheel drive, two-wheel drive. Only if it needs to go into four-wheel drive, it'll do so automatically and seamlessly. So you can imagine pulling away on sort of an icy road or mud or snow. It's like someone giving you a push in the back. It's amazing how well it works. And we've towed many a caravan over many a horrible soggy field and never come close to getting stuck with one of them. The advantages of the system, being sort of part-time if you like, are blatantly obvious. You're going to get through your tyres less quickly, you're going to use less fuel, and you put far less mechanical stress through the vehicle as well. So it really does help in that sense. As I said at the start of the video, the point of the video, brief as it might well be, is literally just to show the car operating and to feed back on anything obvious. There's nothing. It drives absolutely perfectly.